Alrighty, good morning guys. Welcome back to another episode of Pokers Mechanical. Have I got a cool video in for you today? We have been teamed up with Diesel Dog. Now, if you don't know who Diesel Dog are, they produce a lot of filters, and one of the things that they do sell is the Man Hummel Pro Vent Catch Can with a kit and mounting and all that sort of stuff that comes in this fabulous box. Why have we been teamed up with them? They gave me a call. Pretty much, they've seen me TikTok, seen our social media, and they want to be a part of what we're trying to do. And said, are we interested in reselling their products? And I said I would be, except I've got a few questions. What makes this filter better than the ones that you find on eBay for 150 bucks? So I actually put it to Sid. Mate, I've had this question a few times from customers. To what's better, and they've gone out and bought the eBay one. I said, if you want to be continuing selling these, we need to be able to prove to the public that these are worth the extra money, and we need to prove that in a real world scenario on a vehicle. So Sid said, okay, let's do it. I'm willing to back my product. And I commend Sid for that, because this is a big task. Like, this is a big call, and I don't know if he is even 100% sure that this is going to actually genuinely be better, because no one's actually done this test before that I can find. So let's put it to bed. I've got onto eBay, I've bought a kit in, and I've already actually done the filming and unboxing of this previous, and I buggered it up, and I'm sorry. I was using a borrowed phone because my phone broke and I was getting it repaired. And I filmed this whole opening unboxing thing. I'll cut a bit in here, but I cut myself off right through here on the edit on the video because I had the phone I wasn't used to. All right, first of all, let's get into them and compare the two products. Right, so I've gone through and I've actually installed the eBay one in here. We're going to do 5,000 kilometers with the eBay one in the car, and the customer's actually buying the genuine Man Hummel one from Diesel Dog. So after 5,000 Ks, we're going to drain the oil out of this, have a look at the filter in it and see what's going on with it, see how much oil it's captured, record all the information we can get, and do a test to see if it's actually got blow-by coming out the return line back into the intake. Then we're going to swap it over after 5,000 Ks with this one and do another 5,000 Ks. Same driving style, the guy's going to work and back using it as he normally would in everyday life. And then after 5,000 Ks, do the exact same thing. Get the oil out of it, measure it, pretty much analyze it the exact same way, and compare. Is this genuinely better than the replica that you can get on eBay? That is the question no one knows the answer to, and we're going to give it to you. Right, let's get into it. I've already done the install video, so we'll roll into that one of the install using the Diesel Dog bracket and also the cheap eBay copy of these. All right, let's have a look at where this goes. Down in here where the actual power steering reservoir is, you can see the 3 bolts, two on this side, one over that side down in there. And this will mount where those 3 bolts are, and the reservoir goes basically back onto the top of that. So I'll unbolt that, put it back in place, and then this will be ready for mounting our filters. Okay, got the Diesel Dog mount ready to go. So we just slip this in underneath the power steering pump. So just lift that pump up and maneuver that in nice and neatly. And this actually is very, very impressive with how well they built this mount. Yeah, they have not cut any corners at all with the quality of that machining, because that fits exactly into that factory position. And it might take a little bit to get through the 2 layers to line up the bolt holes, but I reckon that won't be too hard at all. That one's already started, and I can see the other 2 are going to be lining up perfectly. So I just need a 1/4 inch drive ratchet and a couple of extensions, 10mm socket, and that part of the actual job is completely done. Really, really easy to do. Okay, now we've got the cheap eBay version of the Man Hummel filter in, and we've got our bottom hose. Now in the actual diagram, I'll show you over here, the diagram for the actual Diesel Dog version comes up and over the top of that, and then comes into that bottom one, goes across and into the actual intake coming from the air box, And the top one comes up and across and into the actual breather for the rocker cover breather, or the engine crankcase breather. So with the bottom one, the only way I can actually route that is in underneath the airbox. By going up over the top, it's putting too much strain on how the design is for this. So that design is a little bit inferior, but I think this will still work and get this to come over here. So when you're installing these, this hose that goes from the crankcase breather on the top to the intake hose from the airbox, that's the intake pipe that comes all the way down to the turbo at the front. That pipe needs to come off. Let me just get that off. We've got that pipe off out of the way. We can now put the pipe onto this breather here. So once you've got that pushed on nice and secure, I'm going to route this and cable tie it to the top of that overflow bottle right there. And then we'll put this hose clamp on and run the other one across. Okay, now we've got both the lines hooked up completely. Let's start the engine. What I want to do is actually just see if there is any breathing on the out of the engine by taking this off once the engine's running, and seeing if we can get any ventilation while at idle coming out of here. Well, I can definitely hear breathing coming out of there, but I can't see any actual vapours in this light. Let's get the torch on there and see if there's anything. Okay, with the torch you can just see that there is a little bit of vapour there, so that's indication that this engine is breathing a bit. There's some other hints on this motor that it has got a little bit of breathing going on, and oil residue coming out of the intercooler. So that oil is actually the inlet going into the engine from the boost. So that's indication that there is oil there, that we have got something that we can catch in this motor. So let's leave this on there for 5,000 Ks, and we'll get the customer back and measure the amount of oil that came out of it, record that, and swap it over with the actual Mann-Hummel ProVent 200 filter to see if that does any better with the amount of Ks, with the same amount of Ks driven on. All right, we're just going to do a bit of a rev test. Let me just grab the torch. Just hold the revs up. A little bit coming out. Okay, I just want to also point out from Diesel Dog, this bracket that comes in through here to the side of the guard. I missed that one in the box and didn't put it in before and didn't add it to the video, but that basically secures that up so it does not vibrate or move around at all while off-roading or serious driving. So make sure you put that in there if you get the Diesel Dog kit. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching this. We will be having another video coming after this with the obviously the changeover, and showing you what the results are that we get from the eBay filter that's in there. And then there'll be a third video as well of after the customer's done another 5,000 Ks with this one in, and we'll be comparing the results of the two in that video. So if you're wanting to see these results, make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow along. Thanks very much for watching this video guys, really appreciate it. And thank you to Diesel Dog for supplying me this awesome beanie, because it's freezing down here in Tassie. And thank you for letting us actually compare if these products are better. So let's find out guys. We've got another 5,000 Ks to go with this customer driving, and then another 5,000 Ks with this one in. So we'll have the results in a couple of months, so stay tuned. Thanks for your patience for waiting for the results for them to come. And once again, thanks to Diesel Dog and Sid for taking this on board and accepting it as a bit of a challenge against their products. Cheers guys, thanks very much. Catch you on the next one. Side by side of what you get and what the quality looks like, and see if there's any noticeable visual difference to the cheaper version versus the more expensive one. So we'll go for the Diesel Dog one first. This is the kit for Land Cruiser 70 Series 4.5 litre VDJ FTV 2007 onwards. So that's got the instruction book with it. Sit that there. That's the drain hose down the bottom, I believe. ProVent Mann filter Man Hummel type filter. That's what we're going to be installing. Actual pre-made lines for the actual vehicle to have this located obviously in the correct spot for it. Whole heap of bolts, fasteners, hose clamps, clips, and the Bolita hose fitting that goes in the bottom for the drain. Diesel Dog sticker and mounting brackets. Now these mounting brackets, to save a bit of time because I haven't got time to do that for today, we'll probably utilise the Diesel Dog supplied brackets with the cheaper brand filter, because I know this won't come with these brackets, so that's already a plus for spending a little bit more money. Don't have to go to the effort of trying to make one of these up yourself. Let's just move this across so we know what is coming with that kit there. Pretty much a very self-explanatory, ready to go kit, and that's probably going to be paying for itself right off the bat. So let's have a look at what else we've got. In the cheaper version, this is straight off eBay. We just jumped on eBay. There was no wasting time reading all different things. I just picked a kit and went, yep, that's about the mid-range price for the cheaper ones. Let's just grab that. So straight away, pull the kit out, pull the filter out of the box, and let's compare the two in side by side. These look identical. Can't really pick much difference between them at all. That looks slightly bigger than that one. There is a slight difference in the texture and feel for the actual plastic. That pressure relief valve feels a little bit looser than what that one is. That one actually feels like it could be tighter. But yeah, anyway. Let's have a look at what else is in the kit, and we'll pull these apart and have a compare of those in a second. So, got our drain hose, we've got our two breather hoses from the rocker covers. These must be the adapters that I'm assuming that just pushes into that one. Not a very good fit on there. Oh no, it doesn't just push into there. We've actually got proper brass adapters in there that will help with that. And also this one does come with a tap as well that will go in the bottom, but we've got to put fittings into that for that tap to work, and that's just a ball valve in there. Okay, let's have a look at what's in the filter. First of all, hang on. First of all, have a look at what's in this. A couple of things in here. One's I've got a bit of thread tape is supplied. Very small, cheap looking thread tape. Never seen one that small before. Hose clamps, these brass fittings to obviously join the pipes together. Two of them. A barb to go in for the tap, and the rest are just hose clamps, and that looks like it'll be pretty straightforward. The only thing that doesn't have is an actual bracket specific for the type of vehicle, and that's expected for the price you're paying. Right, now let's have a look at what's inside and the difference. Alright, so straight away as I pulled that out, let's get up close so you can see. I'm hoping that is focusing. There's a little bit of leftover plastic swarf from the manufacturing side of things left in the actual case of this. This is the cheap one, not the expensive one. So this is the cheap eBay one. And this is supposedly a washable filter that is stainless steel in the mesh on that. But that's pretty much just empty, nothing exceptional in there. I will say that does fit rather cheaply, and it feels like if you bump that in the engine bay you could quite easily lose that and have that come off. That doesn't feel like it's very secure on that cheaper version. I'll leave that out. sit that all over there so we don't all get them mixed up. Right, undo the top of this one. Okay, so straight away in this one, it feels like there's a pressure relief valve in the top part of this as well. There's not one in that one. So I don't know why that would have that built into the top of that one, but there's not one in the MAN Hummel one. This is a paper filter, no leftover plastic swarf stuff. And then it's just the hollow hole. Nothing in there. So the pressure relief valve on that one feels different to this one. The spring tension on that one what's a way to explain how this feels? The difference between that feels like it's just a raw spring straight down, no pressure whatsoever. This feels like you're pushing it into a foam or something in there. Almost like it's shock absorbed. Smoother feel on the spring, but whether it actually does any difference with the pressure relief or not, I don't know. Right, I've got to work out a way that I can actually test those pressure relief valves as well to see if they actually operate. And yeah, let's get this onto this vehicle and see if there's any difference with them. Also, I wanted to just see the bolt holes on the mounting bracket is exactly the same as well, so that'll be interesting to see how well that mounts up. But that does feel loose. That feels loose on the actual mount, where this one feels nice and firm. There's no sloppiness there at all. So a little bit more tolerance control in the quality control between the MAN Hummel one that you pay more for versus the cheaper version here. Okay, let's get it into the vehicle and we'll get the tests on the road and see how it goes. Alright guys, I'll just get some thread tape onto these fittings that was supplied with the eBay version kit. And I just want to say thank you very much to Diesel Dog, because I have put this to other brands that have supplied similar products and no one has come on board with saying, yep, sure, we'll send you a kit to do a real world test on. So that's definitely saying something for their products and saying something for that brand, that they're willing to actually stand by it and put it up against some other competitors to make sure that what you're paying for is definitely value for money. So very much a big thank you to Sid. Thank you very much, mate, for providing these to us. Cheers.